What is Form I-751? How do you fill it out? And what else do you need in order to get approved by USCIS for your 10-year green card? These are some of the things that we will cover today. Note that failing to file your I-751 on time will cause your residency to be canceled and may cause you to end up in deportation. So stay tuned until the end to learn everything you need to know in order to file this application and get it approved. Form I-751 is officially called the Petition to Remove Conditions on Residence. This application is only filed by those immigrants who receive a green card through marriage and receive a 2-year conditional green card. You will receive a 2-year conditional green card only if your marriage did not reach its 2-year anniversary as of the date you're approved for your green card or the date that you enter the United States if you have received a spousal immigrant visa. Immigrants who receive a 2-year conditional green card through marriage, called CR1 green cards, must file the I-751 with USCIS to receive a permanent green card that they can renew every 10 years. If you have a conditional residency card, you must file your I-751 before the date it expires in order to maintain your status. There are some exceptions to this rule, so please keep watching this video in order to find out what they are. If you are filing the Form I-751 jointly with your spouse, you must file this application within the 90-day period before your card expires in order for it to be considered on time. If you file before the 90-day period and you're filing jointly with your spouse, your application will be rejected. Similarly, if you file the application after your card expires and you are filing jointly with your spouse, it will be considered late. If you are filing late, you must make sure to include an explanation with your spouse to explain why you did not file on time. Note that USCIS typically approves late applications if they qualify for an extraordinary circumstance exception. This means that you filed late for a reason that was beyond your control. If you're in a situation where your card expired, you are filing jointly, but you did not file on time, please give us a call to book a consultation so that we can review your options and help you determine what to do next. Sometimes it's not always possible to file jointly with the person who helped you get your green card in the first place. So what can you do in these circumstances? You may have to file by yourself because your spouse passed away, because you were the victim of domestic abuse, or because your marriage ended in divorce. Alternately, you may also need to file by yourself because going back to your home country may result in extreme hardship to you. If this is the case, then you may file the I-751 anytime after getting your card, including before the 90-day period before the expiration date, and even after the card expires. If you are requesting a waiver because you need to file by yourself, you must select one of the correct waiver application categories on the form, which I will discuss in the video. As with most immigration forms, the government will require for you to pay a fee in order to lodge this application for an immigration benefit. The base filing fee for the I-751 is $595. Please note that you must pay this fee even if you paid the fee for the I-485 to get the green card in the first place. Next, you will have to pay an $85 biometrics fee. In addition, if you have any dependents on your application, they will also have to pay the $85 biometrics fee. Depending on your household income, you may be able to request a waiver of the filing fees. I'm including a link in the description below on how to request a waiver of the filing fee. You can pay the filing fee with money order, cashier's check, or a personal check. If your application is being filed at the lockbox, you may be able to pay the filing fee with a credit card. Please make sure you check the instructions on the USCIS website to make sure that you have the most up-to-date information on the filing fee requirements before you file, as this can change at any time. While a cover letter is not required, it is recommended. In recent years, there has been an increase in requests for evidence. The cover letter can help your case by serving as a guide for the officials processing your application. The best advice that I have for you if you are including cover letter is to keep it short and simple. Include important information such as your name, your alien registration number, and maybe even an outline of all the evidence that you are including to support your case. I will include links for 2 sample cover letters in the description below. You must also include the front and the back copies of your conditional green card and those of any of your dependents. You must always include evidence of your marriage and the fact that it was entered into in good faith. Some of this evidence may include, but is not limited to, proof of you and your spouse living together, proof of your joint bank account statements and any other financial accounts, joint tax returns, joint bills and insurances, birth certificates of children born during and of the marriage, family photographs, and sworn affidavits from family and friends who can testify to your bona fide marriage. Please keep in mind that you should always include evidence that spans the entirety of your marriage from the date that you received your green card up until now. If you are not filing jointly and are requesting a waiver, you must include evidence of how you qualify for this waiver, which can include either evidence of your spouse's death, evidence of the fact that you were the victim of domestic abuse, or evidence of your extreme hardship, or the divorce certificate itself if your marriage ended. If you are filing a joint application and it is late, you must always include an explanation of why you are filing late. If you have incurred any arrest history since getting your conditional green card, you must include information about these arrests. When you are ready to file, please make sure to check the USCIS website for the most up-to-date filing location. Please note that USCIS may change its location for filing at any time. Thus, it is extremely important that you always check the USCIS website directly to make sure that your information is up to date. Also note that your location may differ from that of others because of the state that you live in. As of the date of this video, here is what USCIS says about where to file your application. If you would like more information about documentation and mailing your form, I will include a link in the description below for the I-751 instructions from the USCIS website, as well as the USCIS official mailing address for the form. As with any immigration application, you must make sure you fill out the application in its entirety and with correct and up-to-date information. Small errors may cause delays or problems for you down the road. Part 1 of this form requests basic information about you, including your current legal name and any other names you have previously used, your date and country of birth, your alien registration number or a number. You can find this number directly on your conditional resident card. Your USCIS online account number. This is different from your A number. If you have a USCIS account online, which not everybody does, you can log on to find your number on the profile page. Your physical and mailing addresses. If someone other than you accepts mail on your behalf, make sure to include their name on line 15A where it reads in care of name. Part 1 also requests information about your marital status, including whether you are currently single, married, divorced, or widowed. You must make sure to include the date of divorce or the date your spouse died if your marriage terminated through their death, where it is requested. You must also put down the expiration date of your conditional resident card and answer questions as to whether you are currently in removal proceedings and about your arrest history since the date of filing your original application. Please make sure to read every question closely and carefully. This video is for informational purposes only. Part 2 requests your biometric information, including details about your eye color, height, weight, and ethnicity. Part 3 requests information about the basis of your petition, including whether you are making a joint request or whether you are requesting a waiver of the joint filing requirement. If you're filing jointly with your spouse or parent, check the box for joint filing. But if you are not filing jointly with your spouse or parent, check the box to select the waiver you are requesting and why they are not filing with you. This might include the death of your spouse, spousal abuse, divorce, or extreme hardship. Please note that I have helped many people through difficult situations where they are requesting a waiver, especially waivers due to extreme cruelty and abuse. Parts 4 and 5 includes information about your spouse and your children. So provide basic information about the sponsoring spouse or the parent or guardian. And in Part 5, do the same for any children you have. If you do not have any children, proceed to Part 6. In Part 6, you must request your accommodations for any disabilities or impairments. So you must list any disabilities or impairments you might have that would require accommodation from the USCIS authorities. Parts 7 and 8 include verification of the information and signatures. You and your spouse will need to verify all of the information that is in the form and sign off that it is correct and true. The conditional green card holder is the petitioner, and should complete and sign Part 7 of the form. The sponsoring spouse, parent, or guardian should complete and sign Part 8. Parts 9 and 10 include information about the interpreter and preparer. Now note, if USCIS receives your application but they need more evidence, they will issue a request for evidence. This can delay the process as it will require more time for them to adjudicate. This is why it is very important to make sure that when you file your application the first time, it includes all the relevant information and as much information as possible, including documentation of your marriage, which is the primary focus of USCIS's application. After submitting your I-751, USCIS will confirm receipt and will issue you a new receipt for the case. This will be on the Form I-797. You can present this Form I-97 along with your existing green card to extend its validity up to 18 months. This letter is very important. The original of this letter will serve as your proof of your status past the expiration date of the card, and it is something that you can use when you travel. When you are traveling internationally, it is important that you take the original of this letter with you along with your expired green card so that you can present it to CBP upon your return to show that you are still a lawful conditional resident. Once USCIS has your application, it can take up to 3 years for them to process this case. You can check the case of your status anytime by looking online on the USCIS website to enter in your receipt number for the Form I-751 to check on the case status. If you think that it is taking too long, make sure you check the current processing times page on USCIS to determine whether your case is outside the upper range of the processing time. I will include a link to these sites in the description below. Before USCIS can approve your case, they may request that you provide additional biometrics and may give you an appointment for biometrics. They may also request that you appear in person for an appointment for an interview. It is very important that you make sure you keep all of these appointments and that you appear for your interview. If USCIS approves your application for the Form I-751, they will issue you a 10-year green card. Note that it may not arrive before your letter of extension on the Form I-797 expires. If you do not receive a decision on your case before this letter expires, you can make an appointment to InfoPass to get a stamp in your passport. This stamp is called the I-551 stamp, and it will serve as proof of your continuing residency in the US. Once you have your permanent green card, all you need to do is show it when you travel or to show proof of your ability to work. You must make sure that you renew it before it expires or apply for citizenship when it is time. Your time as a conditional green card holder counts towards the time for citizenship. In some cases, you may become eligible to naturalize before you receive your updated green card. At this time, you can discuss with your attorney whether it is the right time to submit your application for N400, as it will require an interview for both. If your I-751 is approved on the basis of your marriage to a U.S. citizen, and it is approved on the basis of a joint application or extreme cruelty and battery waiver, you may be able to file for your N400 within 3 years of accumulating residency. However, if you have an approved I-751 on the basis of divorce or extreme hardship, then you may need to wait the full 5 years before you can apply for citizenship. If you have yet to get your marriage-based green card and want to know what to expect, click on this link to view my video on what to expect at the marriage-based green card interview. I release videos about immigration weekly, so make sure you subscribe to my page and click that notification bell so that you're notified every single time I release a new video. Click this video and I'll see you there.